Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to help you get started with Program 4. So the first thing you want to do is take a look at the instructions. You should already be familiar with this assignment because you should have already done the algorithm before working on the code. So I've already done my algorithm, and so I actually am going to open up my algorithm as well. So I'm going to, here's my algorithm. And so, I don't know what I did here. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's my algorithm. And so let's take a look at the assignment instructions. All right, so we're going to be creating a gas purchasing program that's going to start with an initial value of 0. And we want to do that because we want to practice adding money to the account. And we want to use a loop that's going to continue to add money into the account until they have enough money. So the first thing you should do always when you have assignments is take a look at the sample output and understand the problem. So we're going to welcome the user, and then we're going to initialize the balance to 0, display the gas options, get the gas option, set the number to go along with the gas option. So if the user were to enter a 3, that's $2.99 per gallon. If the user were to enter a 2, that's $2.69 per gallon. So of course that's going to affect the result, and we will be using conditions to do that. So you're going to get practice using conditions and practice with a loop and practice with functions and practice on an interactive program. So once we have set that, we've set the price, then we're going to see how many gallons. The calculation is very simple. You calculate the price times the number of gallons. Initially, the user will not have enough money, so we're going to have to tell them they don't have enough money. Enter the money. We're going to continue to do that until the user enters enough money. Once they enter enough money, then we are going to make the purchase. And then I added this little feature here, which you don't have to add, but this little feature here is just stopping the program for a second so that while you're purchasing, you have a minute to comprehend what's going on, and then you enter a character, and once you enter that character, then we will tell the user how much is left over and end the program. This little feature right here is really not important, and I did not include it in my algorithm, but you are certainly welcome to include it in yours. All right, so here is my algorithm. Greet the user and explain the program, set the account balance to 0, display the gas options, get the item number, set the price, get the number of gallons, calculate the total. Right here. That's I think you guys already did that pretty much. You calculated the total in your previous program. So now we're just gonna make sure we get enough money until we can cover the amount. If the user enters enough money right away, you'll make the purchase right away. If the user enters $1 at a time and it's $40, it's going to take a long time for you to reload the card and make the purchase. All right, so if you wanted to add right here, number 15, that would be where you ask and get the user to enter a character to continue to wait to enter the character when they're ready to get the total. And I'll add that in the implementation. All right, so now that we have a good understanding of the implementation, I'm going to launch Visual Studio and get started. Now you certainly don't have to use my skeleton that I've supplied for you, but I strongly encourage you to at least take a look at it so you understand what I'm looking for. So let's go back here and create our empty project. This is Program 4, Spring 2021. I'm going to put it on my desktop where I put everything else. And create my empty project. Once I've created that, then I go Project, Add New Item. Remember that each project has one source code, and one source code needs a project in order to test your code. So I want to name this last name. I think it's prog4.c. Please follow the directions on what to name the source code. Each semester I change the name, so sometimes I forget. All right, so now we're going to go back here on Canvas, and I have given you incomplete code to get started. Let's go back really quick at the instructions and notice that this program, we're going to use some functions. The main purpose of this assignment is to practice using functions. These are programmer-defined functions, and we want to practice using functions. These functions, we have a void function that greets the user, takes no arguments, and returns nothing. Those are the types of functions you used in program 3. But here we have a display gas selections function. This function is going to display the gas choices, declare, ask, and get the item number, and then return the item number. The item number is an integer. That integer is going to match the item number for the price per gallon. Then this function is going to take the item number as its argument. It's going to go through, and based on the item number, it's going to return the price per gallon. Then we're going to have to calculate, ask and get the number of gallons, do that calculation. Then once we have that calculation, we can pass the total and the account balance, which is initialized to 0, to this function. And this function is going to allow the user to continue to add money until they have enough money. It's going to use this helper function, add money. It's going to take in the account balance and keep continuing to get money and then return that balance. And this check for enough money is going to use the add money function. And then once the user, it's also going to use the display balance function. All this function does is take the account balance and display it onto the screen. So we're going to implement all of these functions, and I'm going to do it in a couple of videos, but the step by step and testing along the way. So if you have any questions, please get help, and I might leave a few things out so that I'm not doing absolutely everything for you guys, but I will help you in these videos to get started. So in the next video, we will start with the implementation.